And today I am thrilled to say that it is our biggest program, serving over half the families from Door of Hope last year. Spurred on by the pandemic and the increased demand, this program has grown as the need has grown. We've hired more staff, moved into our community center where we meet with the prevention clients. We've sought out creative ways to receive new funding to grow this program. And as a result, whereas in 2019, we served 32 families, we served 177 families just last year. So what accounts for this growth and this impact? Well, I'd like to say it's the power of prevention. It's a unique and innovative kind of power that's grounded in three strategies: the power of home, the power of healing, and the power of community. So let's start with the power of home, because the most fundamental purpose of prevention is to help families keep their home. And by doing that, we avoid the heartbreak of homelessness altogether. To describe a little bit more about our work to keep families housed, I'm going to turn it over to Door of Hope's Associate Director of Housing and Homelessness Prevention. This is Kathy Park.
Thanks, Megan. My name is Kathy Park, and I have been with Door of Hope for 3 years now. And I love the work that I do here because I get to experience and witness so many families being touched and moved by the power of God. And that makes this work so wonderful and brings me so much joy to tears sometimes to serve families through our program. The Homelessness Prevention Program is for any family living in the greater LA County who has children 18 or younger living with them, who is very low income, and who can demonstrate that they are in financial distress and at imminent risk of eviction. So why are they in distress? Well, I think Cynthia described it perfectly when she called it the domino effect. One thing leads to another. Maybe a family's primary provider falls ill, or there's a family emergency, which leads to them missing work or losing a job. They fall behind on rent, they receive an eviction notice, and everything comes crashing down. I want you to hear from 3 families we've worked with and hear directly from them why they come to Door of Hope.
I grew up in a broken home. My father and mother, they were on drugs. I was in and out of children's services. I started getting in trouble with the justice system at the age of 15. I eventually was done with the justice system in 2015. And when I was released, I have full custody of my kids. I gained full custody of my kids, single father.
I have been through the ringer and I'm surviving it. I have been through homelessness. I've fled domestic violence with my children. I ended up getting an apartment and maintaining some level of stability.
It was an ongoing situation with my estranged husband. His mental state was declining pretty rapidly with mental health and with addiction and everything. He was just falling off like the boat, and he ended up walking out on us like in September. But with the domestic violence involved and not taking medication and just a lot of factors and his addictions, he ended up coming back in a violent way. With DV situations, a lot of times the abuser doesn't really allow their partner or significant other to work as like a power control, which is something he used in a lot of ways, which is like the financial abuse and the control of like whether or not I can, get a job.
My scenario that caused me to really need assistance with rental help it began when I was during this COVID period, and I started off as a substitute teacher. And there's just no need for a substitute teacher when you're locked in the house and stuff like that.
So I got out and I got my kids back, living with me. And the first month it got us into a little apartment, and I had Luke. COVID hit. And he had asthma. I always took good care of his asthma. I knew all his allergies. I would always give him breathing treatments. He was always fine. He played football. He had an asthma attack. And that was it. When he had that attack, so I had to bury him. And that wasn't easy. That was expensive. It was expensive, but I didn't care. I just wanted to give him the last send up, the best that I could.
I thought that I finally made it. And I thought that, there's always this looming fear. I never want to be homeless again. And so, I got to this point where, it's always in the back of your mind, but like, it was really, really looming. It was really a looming possibility.
I was just in a state of survival, so that's when I started to reach out to all these organizations, because like, to me it was just like, I have to put my pride aside, I have to put my ego aside, I need to put everything aside so I can take care of my kids. And so that is when I reached out to many organizations, including Door of Hope.
I reached out to Door of Hope, and with their help, I was able to focus on a lot more because I was so stressed out for so long. And I was just falling more and more behind.
I definitely got amazing help with getting my past due rent paid. There's nothing like a relief for an understanding that, the chopping block wasn't coming. It no longer was this impending doom over my head.